So, Lincoln lost a sixth game in seven, this time against Bristol Rovers at home. And I'm not going to be one of those people that blames the referee and everything, because we've had referees give decisions that we shouldn't have had down the years, so it evens itself out eventually. Because eventually, regardless of how bad the referee was, he's not responsible for our own players constantly misplacing passes and giving the ball to the opposition, playing the ball out of play when they didn't need to. Playing poor balls into the box, kicking set pieces straight to the first defender, not really having an attacking sense whatsoever, or our manager, or caretaker manager, deciding that when we're 1-0 down to take off one of our strikers to keep a formation that doesn't work going. That's not the referee's fault. Right, so yes, so expanding on that slightly, Bristol Rovers, they were very much happy to shoot from anywhere. And to be honest, they were the only side that did look like scoring at any point today, because even though they were shooting from anywhere and everywhere, they were at least shooting. I can't recall a single chance we had. I can't recall their keeper actually making a save. Whereas like Vickers was considerably busier. And had we been facing a better side, we could have easily lost like 3 or 4 today. And this is the annoying thing. It's like we're not only losing, we're not playing well. It's a difference. Like at the beginning of this run, where we were playing well, but losing. At least then you can take positives out of that. But now 6 losses in 7, there's no positives to take from that anymore. We're losing, we're not playing well, and it was really weird listening on the radio back to hear about how the players and the management were talking about all the chances that we made. What chances? What chances did we make? We're playing good going forward, but there was one where we were at 1.3 on 2 against their defenders. Harry Anderson had the ball and subsequently gave it away. Him and Toffolo today, I'd love to know what their stats were in terms of possession and giving the ball away, because I would hazard to guess that their passing accuracy was like not very high. So yeah, it's one of the things. We're still reasonably well placed. I still don't think we're going to go down, but we need to sort something out. We need to change these tactics. This formation does not work at this level. It really doesn't. It's like you could say the way we started the season was on a crest of wave. We had a good run of games early on against teams that have been out of form long term. So like everyone says, Rotherham were one of the favourites for the division, but at the time they'd just come off the back of relegation. They weren't used to winning at the time, so it was not to say an easy game, but it was a game which was more winnable than everyone saying pre-season favourites should have been. And now we're playing teams like the season's settling in a bit more. We're starting to play like we did at the end of last season, where yet again, this season we went behind and we stay behind. Once we go behind, these tactics, this formation, and the way the players are playing does not allow us to get back into games. Every single time we've gone behind this season, we've lost. It's simple as that. We've not even come back and claimed a draw yet. We've been awful when we've gone behind. Yeah, so that's my take on that. I was actually sat in what was the Serenity or Lincolnshire Echo, whatever the stand's called these days. I was sat on one of those new seats, which is just like basically bolted to the old steps. They are not comfortable at all. They do not allow any movement. They don't fold up. So moving people to get in the actual row is actually very difficult. But I was right next to the director's area to see if there was any potential managers. I didn't see. Well, I think I saw Gary Rowett. I'm not entirely convinced that I did though. It looked like him when he was going into the bar. I didn't have enough time. I literally spotted him last second before he was going into the thing to the bar to get a drink at half time. I didn't have enough time to get a photo of him. But other than that, I can't really recall seeing any manager that I recognised anyway. So yeah, but we need a new manager in with new tactics as soon as we can, because these tactics just do not work. And I know this is like quite soon after the game. I'm recording this about 5:20, so the game ended half an hour ago. But we could be still playing that game now and still not have challenged their keeper. We were that bad. And it's just, even just playing both strikers at the same time would be something. When we played both of them last week, we actually looked dangerous for about 10-15 minutes, and then went back to being rubbish again. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. And yeah, I'll do another reaction after Tuesday. I'll be back to the iFollow way of following things. Going to go back to Portugal on Monday morning. I really don't want to go back, but I don't really have much of a choice at the moment because I've not got a job to come back to yet. So I'll be going back to my job there. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'll be back on the iFollow feed for the game against Rochdale. And then we'll see what happens with that, because they lost quite heavily today. it's a good game for us to go into. Like, they're low on confidence following that, but we're low on confidence following the 6 losses in 7. There's no beating around the bush. We've lost 6 of our last 7. It's not good. It's not good form. Regardless of what anyone says, performances do not matter if we're not getting results. So I'm going to leave it there and stop ranting.